Hello everyone and welcome back to Wolf. And it has been a little while, but I've been letting you guys vote in a poll and the results are in. So a lot of you guys have said that you want to see us time skip, and so we actually have. If we go here, we can see that Aries is now 2 years and 8 months. He was 7 months before. And Aquila is likewise, I probably said her name wrong, it's been a little bit, but she is likewise 2 years and 8 months. Now, why that is important is that in this game, wolves will actually, mate at 2 years and 9 months. And I've tested this out to make sure it's okay. I have a fast forward time to the point where we are now as soon as the sun goes down, we are going to be on 2 years and 9 months. So this is the very beginning, you guys, and we'll probably skip a little bit further because I think it's going to be a couple of months yet before the pups actually arrive. It's either 11 months or the change of the year from what I've heard. So it's going to be a couple months yet, so we'll probably skip a little bit more, but not quite as fast. We're not going to be seeing the whole jump that we had this time. It'll be maybe we'll play a couple of times in between there, and then skip to the part where they have pups, because that's what a lot of you guys have wanted to see, and it's, from what I've heard, at minimum of 4 hours, depending on how you play the game, from the time you start it to the time you get there, and that's like, what? Making my brain hurt just trying to think about it. That's about 12 episodes per wolf there, so I think we want to focus more on raising pups than waiting for pups. So that's kind of what happened here. Now, I did leave the decision up to the community, and it was like an 80-something majority vote that you guys did want to see us time skip. And so because of that, we have time skipped. Now, I have it on pause right now because I don't want to be explaining this when things start happening. So I did test this, and it all seems to be working. I don't think the time skip did anything bad. Basically, what happened is, with this program, Wolf was originally designed to run on very old computers, so you can't run it without getting a special program to replicate how those old computers ran. But the old computers were a lot slower than today's computers, and so this, the program I'm running Wolf on, will replicate the speed of the old computers. But you can unlock that and let it run at the speed that computers today can run at. And so when that happens, it basically has a time-skipping effect, so basically the game goes by super-duper fast. I'm actually going to put up some of the footage from that on the Patreon because it was kind of crazy. We had, you know, this is a great game for what it is, but what it is a game that's older than me. This game came out years before I was even born, and because of it, the AI isn't the smartest. So yeah, basically we had death. We had me trying to avoid death because there's also an autoplay feature where you can let the wolves go do their own thing, and so that was how I ran the time super fast without having to constantly be running back between food and stuff super speed. I just let the game do its own thing, but the AI sometimes isn't the smartest. So it's a great game for what it is. It's just a little bit old compared to the games we have nowadays. So anyway, I've talked enough in the intro. I'm going to go ahead and unpause the game. And you have to, as far as I've heard, you have to have hunger and thirst up, so we're right here, and we actually just I buried some food over here so we'd have it. And pretty much as soon as the night passes, we should have Aquila show up. So basically what happens in this game is on the first, oh, she's actually right here. So on the first day of the ninth month, then the mate will run up, and there is, like, if we click on Aquila, you can click this "do you want to mate," but as far as I understand, it's always been met with rejection, so we're not going to use that. The NPC has to trigger it. Here we go, and that's actually what happened here. So it looks like it is, I think, raining. I didn't even get a chance to really see. Actually, it's snowing. So they kind of just do this little thing here, which is kind of reminiscent to the Wolf Quest social arena, and then they walk off. And basically at this point, I don't think it has any indication of it, but pretty much at this point, it's safe to say she is expecting pups. So we're going to play a little bit with these guys here on the first day as it snows. Wow. And I think if we look at the map, there is a carcass that's 9 away, and the den is 4 down. We probably want to do a little bit of hunting and just see how that goes. See if we can find any more prey, because we're going to be skipping around a little bit, so, but we do want to have some food to work with, at least for today. Or, you know what? we probably are okay with food. Let's go see where the carcass down here is. Like, we have, that's buried, that's food that I buried right there. Are we able to drink out of the snow? We are not. It might have to update. Maybe the game only updates on the change of the day, because you're supposed to be able to drink from the snow, but sometimes it doesn't seem to let you. Yeah, it doesn't let me drink from the snow right now, but maybe it only does that on the change of the day or something. I don't actually know. Oh, there's another carcass right down here, so we're probably all right on food. And I don't know exactly when Aquila will have the pups. We have to protect her through this. And so when I do the time jump, I don't let any of the wolves actually die, because basically I just accomplish that by saving repeatedly. Because I don't want to have to deal with any of that nonsense. If a wolf is going to die, I want it to happen in gameplay when we're actually doing it, not when the game is on autoplay. Now, that has happened before in Wolf. It has added to the story, and I'm a little, you know, I really hope nothing happens to Aquila during this, because if so, there's a number of reasons, but I don't know. I mean, she's the one with the pups. Oh, and the carcass is dead, I believe. Yeah, the carcass here is dead. It's nothing but bones. You can see just a few bones right there. That's the one we've been eating from. There was another one somewhere. There is also a rabbit. Maybe we'll see if we can catch this rabbit. But yeah, at this point in time, it's not quite so simple. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be simple in any case. But yeah, at this point in time, we really want to be careful, because I don't want anything to happen to her even more now than before. Oh, the rabbit. Okay, the rabbit went this way. So we're just going to follow it. We got to wear out its stamina. And that could take a little bit to do. So let's come up here. I think, okay. We're going to keep an eye on it. And we're actually leaving the territory, so we got to be kind of cautious. Okay, it's going to sprint. Oh, it's coming back down this way. And, oh, also, you guys, so the little one with the one that shows up as buried food, if you guys play this game, you want to be really cautious about that. I know I buried that food because I knew we might need it, in order to actually have them successfully mate. But, if you see one of those around and you don't know that you buried it, it's not a good idea to try and eat from it, because in this game there are hunters, and it might mean there is a trap, and if you get caught in a trap, there is a chance your wolf will automatically die, especially if its health is low. So you want to be very careful and not mess with those unless you know that it's something you put there. Sometimes your pack mates will bury food, and that's totally fine, but unless you did it or you see them do it, it's not a good idea. Alright, this should be good. Yeah, we got this rabbit. There we go, got it. And we're up to 17 rabbits, so Aries' stats have probably changed since last episode. Just because so much time has passed, like a whole month and a half ended up passing, I think, in the end. It's been quite a bit. And it looks like Aquila is staying pretty close to us here, which is a pretty good thing. So let's just look around, see what we see, see what we can smell. You gotta constantly keep using your senses in this, because otherwise something will creep up on you, and it will not be good. The only predator in this is humans. There's not like bears or cougars or anything like in Wolf Quest, but even so, the humans can be pretty sneaky. Well, and there's multiple kinds of humans. So there's the ones that are just on the ground. There's actually hunters and campers, so it is possible for there to be a human that won't kill you, but it's really not worth the risk to go find out. And there's also the planes and the helicopters that will shoot you from overhead. So those are the really scary ones, because the humans you can smell, but the planes and the helicopters you can only see. So this should pass the night pretty quickly. Usually we can get through about 2 days. It seems each day takes 2 to 3 days. Each day takes about 5-10 minutes to pass, assuming you sleep through the night. Alright. And let's go ahead, we'll drink. And then we probably need to find something to eat again. You can't really... So, you can't actually interact with the wolves of the opposite gender. That is a moose. There's a moose right here. How strong is it? How strong is it? It's strong. don't actually, yeah, okay. It just happened to wander in, or is it limping? Is it limping? It might be limping. It may be running too fast for us to catch up to it. I don't know. Is it limping? I want to see if it's limping. No, I don't think it's limping. Yeah, it's going pretty fast. We're not going to try and catch it. That's a good way to get yourself hurt, honestly. The moose in this game are pretty stinking tough. And, yeah, there's a lot of ways to die in this game. It's a very difficult game, but it's a very rewarding game. And I will put full disclaimer on this. I have never made it to the point in this game of actually having pups. I have not had the patience for that in the past, so this is the first time that I'm ever going to have done this, and I don't expect to be very good at it because this is a hard game just to keep your wolf alive in. So, yeah. We may meet with disaster. I certainly hope we will not, but it's very possible. And, yeah, we want to be cautious about that. So, let's see. What do we want to do here? We need some food. So, I think I'm going to head back up this way and see if we can find that spot where I buried food. That should be, like, right over here. If it's still there, hopefully it didn't decay. Sometimes they do. It might have. Let's sit. Okay, how do you... I think it may be gone. Well, let's see what this weird scent is. That's a scent that's difficult to identify, I believe. You know, we're just gonna go for the rabbit. The scent, like the one that's right off to the left there, I believe indicates a scent that's difficult to identify because it's downwind of you. So that means that your scent is blowing towards it and its scent is blowing away from you. So you can smell it a little bit because you're close, but you can't really tell what it is just yet. This game is honestly incredibly detailed in that respect, and especially for being so old. The thing is, with the older games, a lot had to go into them. Nowadays, anybody pretty much can make a game and put it up somewhere online and put it out there, and so it doesn't have to be that big, it doesn't have to be that detailed. Well, in the old days, game making was a lot more difficult to distribute because you actually had to, you had to put it on a disc. And so it's not like, oh, I'm going to go on Steam and download a game. No, you had to go to the store and buy the game or order. I don't even know if you could order it online at that point, actually. And that, I guess, means Wet Fur, the one on the Zero, I think. But yeah, you couldn't just buy a game online like you can nowadays. You actually had to go get the game, and maybe later on you could order it. But it was nothing like today where you could just, oh, I want a game, I'm gonna go online and download it. So for a game to actually be out there and be worth distributing, it had to be a lot more detailed, and there had to be a lot of depth to it, because otherwise you weren't gonna, there was a lot more that went into it, and it wasn't gonna distribute and do well, and you wouldn't really get return on investment. With the ease of effort of getting a game out there nowadays, you can make a lot simpler games. You can make games even for free. And, I mean, it just really depends. Okay, is it nighttime? It is nighttime. And we'll go ahead and sleep through the night here, I think. Is it? Yep. So, the games that were around in the past, like Wolf, tend to be a lot more detailed. I'm going to see where Aquila is off to. I think she might be going to the den. But yeah, so the games that were in the past were a lot more in-depth than the games that we have, a lot of the games that we have today. Sure, you still do see games of this depth and detail today, but you also see a great population of smaller games, and that's not all bad, but it just tends to be more characteristic of the older games that they were more detailed and a lot more went into them, and they were more finished. Like, there was no early access. That was basically it. Like, you get the final product, and then maybe they had some way of updating it somehow at some point if you ran into something game-breaking. So it was a different world back then, for sure, and it's a world that I don't really remember all that well. I came into this world at the end of that era. But, and like throughout my life, even as I was younger, I was seeing the development of like the games getting better and like the online downloading and stuff. That was coming around in my childhood. So it's been very different. Things have changed quite a bit, and I still find a lot of beauty in the old games. Like, I'm a huge fan of the pixel art. I really love the looks of it, and I think there's something beautiful in making something with such simplicity. I honestly think there's a lot of beauty to that. Are we able to drink from the snow now? We're still not able to drink from the snow. I don't know why I don't know why it's not letting us drink from the snow. That may be a glitch. But we definitely need to find some food. And let's go for this beaver. I think we're gonna go try and find this beaver. So we've got to be kind of careful because I think we might have to leave the territory to do it. Or maybe not, hopefully not. I don't like having to leave the territory because there's always the chance you could get attacked. And we really want to protect these two now. Not that we didn't before, but it somehow the importance seems a little bit more dire now. And let's see, the beaver should be right down here. It should be pretty close. The beavers are pretty easy prey. Yeah, see, even if it runs, we can catch up to it easily. I wonder if they can escape into the water. I've never actually seen them do that, but I would imagine that would be how they could escape, because otherwise they're gonna get caught pretty easily. So let's see. It's about midday. I think we're gonna have these two head back to the den, and we'll probably wrap up once we get there because it's about time again. We're definitely coming up on time here, and once this day ends, we'll kind of give them a chance to rest. I'll probably skip a little ways in between. What I'll probably do is skip like a month each time, so the next time we'll see these guys, we'll check in with them at 10 months and then at 11 months, and then I'm assuming it's at 12 months when she'll give birth, because that seems like it would match up, and I mean, 12 months indicates when these guys were born. So that would make sense to me, but I don't know if that's how the game does it. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. We'll let the sun go down. See, she just drank out of the snow. Why can't I drink out of the snow? I want to drink out of the snow. Ah, well. Anyway, we're just going to hang out here at the den for a little bit, I think. The nice thing about this den is there is a lot of water nearby. It's a pretty good location. You can't actually choose dens in this. It kind of just assigns them to you. But nevertheless, it's pretty cool. So we're going to go ahead here. We do have a lot of prey around. I think that's pretty good. There's a rabbit right up there. There's a rabbit right up here. There's a lot of food if we need it. And there's even some deer. I don't know that the prey respawns, but it does tend to it's unless you like freakishly overhunt it, it tends to be okay. So I'm just kind of waiting for the sun to go down here because I like to end at the end of the day. It makes things easier. And let's see. Yeah, I think everything's pretty much okay. I don't see any planes or anything. You do have to constantly use your senses because you never know when something might come out of nowhere at you in this. And I mean, that is life in the wild. Anyway, though, I think we'll probably just go ahead. Well, no, I want to wait for Sunday. Here's sundown. Okay, good. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode once I get past this cutscene and sleep through the night here. And next time we see them, they'll be at 10 months. So, alrighty. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll wrap up this episode here for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.